My dear friends, and my well wishers, as well as spiritual knowledge seekers. You see, our old sages, such as Adi Shankaracharya in 8th century, gave us immense spiritual knowledge. He collected the knowledge of Vedas, Vedantas, Puranas, and Itihasas, and also many mythological Sanatana Dharma scriptures through which he collected immense knowledge of God. After collecting the knowledge, Adi Shankaracharya traveled all over India on foot. He visited all the religious holy places from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Why he traveled? He had immense knowledge of spirituality. The divine knowledge of God he collected. But why he traveled all over India? Do you know? Before knowing that, one must know the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Understand? One must know the difference between knowledge and wisdom. They are not synonyms. అవి ఒకదానికొకటి పర్యాయ పదాలు కాదు. అర్థమవుతోందా? ఫస్ట్ నాలెడ్జ్. నాలెడ్జ్ అనే పదం ఎలా వచ్చింది? ఫ్రమ్ ది బేస్ వర్డ్ నో. వెన్ యూ నో సంథింగ్, you get knowledge. Knowledge can be collected from books by reading different books, maybe of mythological or scientific or related to technology and what not. That is book knowledge. The collection of book knowledge is only theoretical. చూసారా, మనం కలెక్ట్ చేసినది బుక్ నాలెడ్జ్. పుస్తకంలో ఏముందో అది మనము నేర్చుకున్నామంతే. దాన్ని అప్లై చేయడం, ఉపయోగించడం, యూజింగ్ ద నాలెడ్జ్ విచ్ యూ హ్యావ్ కలెక్టెడ్ ఫ్రమ్ ద బుక్స్ మస్ట్ బి ఎక్స్పాండెడ్. అర్థమవుతుందా? మస్ట్ బి ఎక్స్పాండెడ్ ఇంటూ విజ్డమ్. అంటే ది ఎక్స్పాన్షన్ ఆఫ్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ విజ్డమ్. What is the root word of wisdom? Wise. The base word or root word of wisdom is wise. Wise, wisdom. చూసారా? విజ్డమ్ అనేది కెనాట్ బి కలెక్టెడ్ ఫ్రమ్ బుక్స్. బుక్స్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఈజ్ థియరిటికల్. Wisdom, practical knowledge. What you have collected, what the knowledge you have collected from the books must be implemented practically. That is, practical knowledge is wisdom. Theoretical knowledge, already we called education. That is knowledge. The expansion of knowledge is wisdom. Wisdom can be collected by studying the world, by studying the people, by studying the lifestyle of the people, visiting the villages, different places, different states, North India, South India, East India, West India. One must travel all over as much as possible to collect wisdom. Do you know, when the prince Rajakumarudu completed his knowledge in a Gurukula from a Guru, then after completion of the education, he pays some Guru Dachana and returns to the palace, that is Raja Bhavanamu. After returning, he had immense knowledge, but practical knowledge is nil. So the emperor then asked his son, that is the prince, would-be king, to go on the country tour in a disguise. మారువేషంలో రాజకుమారుడని తెలియకుండా దేశాన్ని చుట్టి రమ్మంటాడు. వై టు కలెక్ట్ ప్రాక్టికల్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఆఫ్ ద లైఫ్ ఆఫ్ హిజ్ పీపుల్, దేర్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్, దేర్ ఇష్యూస్, about health issues, about education issues, about the facilities, about the roads, about the drainages, about the irrigation facilities. This the would-be king must know by staying in the villages or different places, by asking questions, by looking their life practically. Then he will be fit to rule his country, to become the king or emperor. So wisdom is important. So wisdom can only be collected by studying the world. World means people. So, this is the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Okay. One more question. Can wisdom be taught in a classroom? Knowledge can be taught in a classroom through a teacher or lecturer or professor. What about wisdom? Who will give the wisdom? Can wisdom be taught in the classrooms? It is a critical question. Why not? You see, a math teacher cannot teach wisdom. A physical science teacher cannot teach wisdom. A social science teacher cannot teach wisdom. Biological teachers cannot teach wisdom. They can teach only their subjects. They give the knowledge related to the topics in their scientific books related to science and technology. But who can teach the students the wisdom? Yes, it is a very good question. Yes, my answer is yes. Wisdom can also be taught within the four walls of a classroom. How? You see, language teachers, maybe English teacher, maybe Hindi teacher, maybe Telugu teacher or Kannada teacher, Urdu teacher, Tamil teacher, any regional language teachers or lecturers or professors can teach wisdom in the classroom. Have you observed when your Telugu Pandit sir or English lecturer sir enters your classroom? Did he directly go to the topics? No. The language teachers put some questions to the students. Some practical answers will be given to those questions because the questions are also related to some practical knowledge. So, when he begins to teach the lesson, he reads 2 or 3 lines. In those 3 or 2 lines, subject knowledge is only 20%. And remaining 80% is related to the practical knowledge. See, Mahatma Gandhi was one of the members in a vegetarian society. That is, there is a lesson related to Gandhiji and his ambition to be only a vegetarian. Then how can the teacher introduces? Yes, vegetarian food. What about non-vegetarian food? See, he asked some questions. Who are the vegetarians and who are the non-vegetarians? They raised their hands. And then he expand the topic. What are the benefits of vegetarians? What are the advantages of vegetarian food? What are the disadvantages of non-vegetarian food? Is it good to kill an innocent dumb beast like a hen or cock or a goat or a sheep? How can you kill and enjoy the food of non-vegetarian? So then automatically the students realize it is better to be a vegetarian, not a non-vegetarian. So now that students got some wisdom related to vegetarian food, non-vegetarian food. Likewise, the teacher, Telugu Pandit, teaches a poem, మేడి పండు చూడ మేలిమై ఉండు, పొట్ట విప్పి చూడ పురుగులుండు. He explains that poem, how the people appears to be good, gentle in dress code, and inside they have bad habits. So outward appearance is not good. One cannot decide a book by looking at its cover. Don't judge a book by its cover. There is a proverb. There is another proverb. All that glitters is not gold. మెరిసేదంతా బంగారం కాదు. అంటే అప్పుడు మేడిపండు కూడా మెరుస్తూ ఉంటుంది, నిగనిగలాడుతుంది, కానీ పొట్ట విప్పితే పురుగులుంటాయి. మనుషుల్లో కూడా పురుషులందు పుణ్య పురుషులు వేరయా అని హీ విల్ కోట్ సమ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ ఫ్రమ్ అవర్ పురాణాస్. శ్రీ దుర్యోధన, ధర్మరాజా, శకుని, he explains their appearances and what is the outside character, what is the inside character. So that is nothing but wisdom. So language teachers can give practical knowledge as well as theoretical knowledge. So what is practical knowledge? Wisdom. So knowledge and wisdom both are not synonyms. అవి పర్యాయ పదాలు కావు. పుస్తకాల నుండి నేర్చుకునేది నాలెడ్జ్, ప్రపంచమును చూసి అనుభవముతో నేర్చుకునేది విజ్డమ్. చూసారా, నాలెడ్జ్ అంటే చదువు, విజ్డమ్ అంటే సంస్కారం. సంస్కారం బుక్లో నుంచి రాదు, ఒకరిని చూసి నేర్చుకోవాలి. విద్య, విద్య అంటే ఎడ్యుకేషన్, కెన్ బి కలెక్టెడ్ ఫ్రమ్ బుక్స్. వినయం, వినయం బుక్లో ఉండదు. వేరే అబ్బాయిలు పెద్దల దగ్గర ఎలా మాట్లాడతారు, ఎలా గౌరవిస్తారు, ఇదంతా గమనించి నేర్చుకోవచ్చు కదా. కాబట్టి బై లుకింగ్ అట్ అదర్స్, బై స్టడీయింగ్ ద వరల్డ్, a person can collect wisdom. So knowledge means book knowledge. Wisdom means world knowledge. One is theoretical and the other is practical. Okay? Good night.